Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today we are in another lecture of PST, JEST and HST preparation for the teaching jobs, and we are in the subject of science, chapter number 2, that is microorganisms. Microorganisms, also called microbes, are tiny little organisms which we cannot see with our naked eye. We have to look at the microorganisms, see the microorganisms by the help of a microscope. Therefore, these are called micro. Micro means small, organism means a living thing. So these are called the microorganisms, class 5 science. So let's get started. Chapter number 2. Microorganisms are grouped as virus, bacteria and fungi. There are three kind of microorganisms, and what are those three kinds of microorganisms? First ones are virus, second ones are bacteria, and third are fungi. And these thrice of them are microorganisms. Virus are also very small that we cannot see by the help of our eyes. Bacteria also and virus, fungi also. These thrice of them are microorganisms which can be only seen with the help of a microscope. Bacteria have only one cell. Bacteria are the organisms that have only one cell. Singular of bacteria is bacterium. So bacteria have only one cell. They are single-celled organisms. One cell or single-celled organisms. Single-celled organisms. Next one is common cold is caused by flu virus. Common cold, which is called zukam in Sindhi, that is caused by flu virus, the influenza virus. When that attacks us, so we get cold, we catch cold. Next one is influenza is an example of virus. Flu virus or influenza, these are virus. Flu virus is short and influenza is full form. Flu. Influenza is an example of virus. If someone asks you what's an example of a virus, so you are going to respond that influenza is a kind of virus. The largest microbes among bacteria, fungi and virus are fungi. When we talk about these microorganisms out of bacteria, fungi and virus, which are the largest? So the answer is fungi are the largest microbes. And the smallest ones are virus. Virus are the smallest, whereas fungi are the largest. Yeast is an example of fungi. Yeast, which happens on the breads when bread is kept for a longer period of time. So yeast is an example of a fungi. Virus are non-cellular organisms. Virus which we see, they are non-cellular. They do not have a cell. They don't have a proper cell. Therefore, these are called non-cellular organisms. Then penicillium is fungus that produces antibiotic called penicillin. Penicillin is also a fungi, is a fungus. Fungus singular, fungi plural. Penicillium is a fungus that produces antibiotic called penicillium. Penicillin is an antibiotic, and that helps us to fight against some sort of diseases. Any disease caused by the presence of microbial organisms is called infection. When we catch any disease or any disease attacks us and that is by the microorganisms, then we say that it's an infection. For example, I got an injury and that injury is getting spoiled. So we'll say that microorganisms have attacked on our injury and therefore it's an infection. There has been an infection, as it is usually said. This chapter ends over here. Now we would head towards our next chapter, that is chapter number 3, seeds, their structure and germination. What are seeds? The tiny things that we put into the soil and they grow to become the trees. We will learn about the seeds and what is their structure, how are they made, what are the parts of a seed. Like there is epidermis, seed coat. These all things will be learned and studied in this chapter of us. And next, germination, how a seed germinates, how a seed grows, how when we put a seed in the soil and we water it, we give it a proper temperature and then the seed starts to germinate. We study about their structure, seeds themselves and their germination in this chapter. So the first point of chapter number 3 is there are two types of seeds, monocots and dicots. as studied in our previous chapter, there are two type of seeds, monocots and dicots. What are monocots? Monocots are those seeds which have a single layer, and dicots are those which have two layers. Like gram is a dicot which can be split into two parts, and pea, if we take the peas example, that would be a monocot. Seed coat, the coat which is on the seed is known as testa. What is testa? Now let's take an example of a cholo, gram. Now, if you put the soak the gram into water, and after that you take the gram and separate it, there will be a coat on it, which is called a testa. The seed coat, gram itself is a seed, then the seed coat is called testa of it. The opening of the seed is called micropyle. From where the seed opens, that is called micropyle. For an example, we have a monocot seed, that is a bean. B-E-A-N, bean. It has an opening from where it opens, from where it germinates also. A little thing when we put into water, that small seed, small thing comes out. So that thing, the opening is called micropyle from which it opens. Mini plant inside the seed is called embryo. When we put the seed into the soil, then a little mini plant, small plant comes out. That is called embryo. Embryo also relates to the animals. When we see that a little animal, a little baby is in the womb, is conceived in the womb of a mother. So that is also called embryo, means a small child, which is in a very, very simple state of development. Roots emerge in a new plant first. First of all, when a plant goes and germinates, so first of all, the roots are germinated. When roots are germinated from inside, and then the embryo comes out, smallest embryo. Roots are larger, embryo is smaller. Structure that emerges from the soil of a new plant is called hypocotyle. Structure that emerges from the soil of a new plant is called hypocotyle. Like for an instance, let me make a diagram over here. This is soil. From this soil we put a seed, and then that seed starts to germinate, like small things comes out. This small structure is called hypocotyle, which is the smallest structure which develops from the embryo. Seed germination, in which cotyledons emerge from above the ground, is called apigeal germination. There are two types of germinations which come out. There are two, apigeal and hypogeal. What is apigeal germination? In the apigeal germination, this is a seed germination in which the cotyledons emerge from above the ground. Cotyledons that we studied previously, these come above the ground, so that is called apigeal germination. Apigeal germination takes place in dicot plants. Those plants or seeds which have two parts, apigeal germination takes place in them when the seed splits into two, and the new baby plant, which is embryo or the hypocotyle, emerges upwards, and that sort of germination is called apigeal germination. Hypogeal germination takes place in monocots, where the plant goes down first and then comes up. A part of plant that contains stored food is called endosperm. Now at first, when we see that the plants make their food by the help of photosynthesis, which is by sunlight. So how do the plants get their food when they are only seeds? When they are only seeds, they have some food inside of them, like an egg. How an egg is developed? The egg has its yolk. The yolk becomes a chick of a hen, and the remaining white part, which is the colorless part, becomes a food of that chick. From that it is developed. In the same way, the stored food in a seed is called endosperm. Most seeds germinate between 16 to 24 centigrade. If you take all the seeds, if they are given a proper temperature between 16 to 24, less than 16 will be too less, it will be too cold. More than 24 will be too much for them, unbearably hot for them. So most of the seeds germinate between these 2 centigrades. Water, oxygen, and proper temperature are the 3 important things by the help of which the seed germination takes place. If proper water and oxygen or temperature is not given, then the seed would not germinate properly. So this was our class of today, in which we learned chapter number 3, microorganisms, and chapter number 2, microorganisms, and chapter number 3, seeds, their structure and germination. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any question, you may ask. Thank you so much.